Oh, good evening.
Good evening, folks, and cheers
Good evening, audience.
with the big beers.
I've drank half mine now.
Yeah, I need to go and piss.
Okay, so what am I going to do?
I was just joking.
Okay.
I'm all right. What do we have to say today then, Leon?
Well, we've been talking about positive things. It's time to talk about annoying things.
Yeah, like why does not Zoom do like high quality images?
Yeah, why does our podcast look like it's from 2003 when it comes to video quality? It's just like whatever we do, whatever settings we try and click in. Spent probably like half an hour once again just clicking on settings, and still it looks like it's from 2003. Is that being positive?
Are we living in the Matrix?
But it's like, it's just look at it yourself. Does this look good?
No, it looks like 2003.
Looks like yeah, 2003. So anyway, here we are in
Smoking a
2024.
cigar. Here we are smoking a cigar, 2000 and what, 24.
Yeah,
Let's open the door.
are you in the mood?
Well, I am as good as can do.
Or should we keep moaning about Zoom for a bit more?
I think we should rant about moon, Zoom. I mean,
I'm annoyed with it.
yeah, I don't
We
like it.
were trying to record a podcast last night, and it was only Anthony's voice and picture that came out in that video. That's why we took it back down. So most people haven't seen it. Well, most people haven't seen our podcast anyhow, which might be good at this stage. But
Yeah, I think so.
kudos to all you people that are watching.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. We're gonna step up the game now and record.
Not fall asleep. I fell asleep twice in the podcast yesterday.
Yeah.
I did a Tom Green.
Yeah, you were somewhere else, weren't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was in upstairs in one of the boys' beds because they're not here at the moment. Just
Right.
and then it was just hard staying awake because I can get a bit like time greedy, so to speak. Like I wish the day was 32 hours. So I'm always trying to do too many things in one day, and then I just don't have the energy for it, and then suddenly I just start passing out.
Can you not pretend it's 32 hours? And then you can so a bit of the day goes into the other day. So basically living in another time zone.
That'd be pretty cool though, just like having a 32-hour watch. And not to, like make sense ever, because then you'd be, say like the normal day finishes at midnight. In a 32-hour day, your day would finish at 6 o'clock in the morning.
But it like brings me back to the thought where actually, if you think of the months and the moon, there's 13 moon cycles in a year.
Yeah, but who believes
Basically,
that many
which
jokes? But it's
yeah,
just
it means that there is actually 13 months, and that's why I don't really understand how there can be 12 months when there's 13 moon cycles. How does that work out, really?
I don't know.
But it is an interesting question, isn't it? Because that would mean that the whole perspective of a year is completely wrongly calculated.
I'm used to just everything being wrong because whatever you say, someone else thinks is wrong.
Yeah, even though it is right. They're like, no, I'm gonna battle you. I don't believe that. I believe in the flat earth, or I believe in the globe earth.
Yeah.
No, actually, it's pear-shaped. Neil deGrasse. Actually, it's pear-shaped.
Me Neil Disgrace Tyson.
Neil disgrace. That was a good one.
Yeah, it's not mine, but I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it still works. It still works as a dad joke.
Yeah, because it's the most advanced type of humor because most people have actually become dads and you start understanding the charm of it.
Yeah, but it's like something with like being weathered down completely and like having like nothing left to burn out. So it's like the dad joke is just perfect because it's so simple and
You,
fast.
you just yeah, you just don't give a shit because no one talking about it, and they're like, I meant ah. Know what I mean?
Maybe
Everyone,
we should do something like that. So like show where we just like do like 50 dad jokes or something.
yeah,
Write in the comments if you'd like to see 50 dad jokes in a Zoom meeting.
like Nosmo King,
Who's that?
no smoking.
That was good. I didn't even understand it.
I s- just I just wanted to show you what yesterday's podcast was a bit like. I just it was a bit like this. Maybe I should play it as well. Can you see it?
Tom Green's either up to his old tricks or just needs more sleep during the pandemic. But lucky
What?
for him, his fans are feeling compassionate these days, especially
Is that Tom Green? It's
Tom
him.
live late Monday night when he appeared to conk out hard in the studio at his LA home. Apparently, Tom's fans and friends were concerned and began hitting up Williams, who decided to drop by to make sure Tom was okay. Check it out, the camera set up just right to catch Harlan climbing over Tom's outside wall by his phone, then walking over with a flashlight to knock on the glass door to wake him up. He popped up and seemed pretty confused, but Tom was clearly fine. Harlan told Tom he got ladder and came over because
going on
Tom
with the
wasn't
lips?
responding to texts for 2 hours. Some fans watching even worried he might be dead. Another viewer called the cops, but by the time they got his address, he was already awake and alert, so they didn't need to go.
Oh, the cops.
Clear markings of Tom Green crime.
Yeah, anyway,
funny one.
stop
Real or
it.
not, Tom said he appreciated everyone's concern.
Stop it.
Why is every person that comments on YouTube Indian?
Because they have a lot of people.
Yeah, they have a lot of people. Welcome to Microsoft support. I
Statistically
am from New
speaking,
Delhi.
there will be a lot more Indian people on the internet than the Swedish people because you're only about just over 10 million people in India, no, in Sweden, and you're like, I don't know what's the population of India right now.
It's is it 8? No, it's not 8. It's 4. No, 4 billion. No.
I don't know. And for anyone wondering, are you racist trying to do this? No, I'm joking. The brother of Nosmo King. Ha 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 ha.
Okay, I'm asking ChatGPT. 1.3 billion, but that was 2022. So it must be nearly 2 then, or something.
So I think that's just a numbers game, isn't it? It's just statistically more. The odds look like higher that someone will be Indian rather than Swedish. And out of the Swedish population, how many are half British, half Swedish? Like we are.
How many of Sweden are half British, half Swedish?
Yeah, that's why the odds aren't that high. It's so special.
We're special. How many British people live in Sweden?
Don't know.
Now we're gonna check.
Anyway, should we take a look at something?
It says 30,000 live in Sweden that are British citizens.
All right.
So that must be us
Quite a lot.
included because we have double citizenship.
Have you?
Yeah, but we have because Sweden has an agreement with England that you can have double citizenships.
Are you sure? I mean, I'm not. I'm only a Swedish citizen.
I'm sure because
I
you
only
can.
got a British passport.
Yeah, but I'm like 2 years old or something.
All right, because I mean, I'm only a Swedish citizen. I'm not a British citizen. But
I know.
my dad's British, but I'm not. Not like no, not when
You,
it comes to citizenship.
but
I,
you can probably apply for one, I
I
think.
could apply for it, but my dad doesn't want me to
Why?
because he's lazy. He's like he's a master of procrastination.
Oh yeah, you told
He's
me.
always like finding, oh no, they don't want that. They don't want you to become a British citizen. You know. Sometimes I just think I might just phone the embassy. I don't know. I mean, like, I haven't left Sweden for years now, so I don't know. It'd be cool being British as well.
I want to get a British one.
We could do a
I want,
podcast about the process. Wow, that's a great segue into one of the news articles that we'd been looking at earlier today.
yeah, bring it up.
Let's bring it up. So this Swedish guy called Paul is going to pay a fine of 15,000 kroner because he took a picture of an empty passport office, police office in Södertälje, just south of Stockholm.
Which is pretty ridiculous because I mean it's like a public area. I mean somewhere where everyone can basically go in and out. So why would it be like a protected area?
Because they've got desks. I don't know.
It's just silly. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's
Yeah,
like
because I remember like the passport police in Sweden said they were overloaded,
okay.
and he went to go and get his passport, and he arrived in a passport police office, and there's no one there, like no one waiting, no one working. But they
Yeah.
said that all the officers are like people have to wait extra long time for their officers due to
This is the guy.
the heavy thingy, the heavy work. Do you understand
The,
what I'm trying to say?
the heavy workload. But there
Yeah.
wasn't any heavy
I know. So
workload.
there's no one there. So then he
Ah.
posted a picture on Twitter, and now police say that he's working with trying to. What did the police say that he's trying to do?
He's trying to expose like some. It's called skyddsobjekt in Swedish, which I don't know what it's called in English, but like basically
Yeah, no, but
military protected area.
but the police saying he's trying to sort of sabotage their whatever they're doing, they're the police business.
Yeah, it's just completely ridiculous,
And
really.
that they keep pointing out that he's walked past 3 signs where it says that it's illegal to take pictures in there. I mean, I'm just like imagining that there could be reasons that people go in there. I don't know, is it like, to protect people's identity, because you go in there to get an identity, but it's a silly thing because it's a
But
public space.
yeah, it's a public space.
Everyone's allowed in there.
I mean, how much does Google like film all the time? I bet you could go in on Google Maps and you could click on the police station and you could see indoors how it looks like. So why can Google do it and not a normal citizen?
Oh, because Google's too big to fail. I don't know.
Is it? It's ridiculous. It's the same when the police says, "Oh, you can't film here. It's a private property." It's like, why can Google film there then? Why can't the Google car drive past and film everything except number plates and faces? I'm
Dunno.
just wondering. I'm just throwing it out there like a question because I've been thinking about it.
So anyway, he's what's it called when you beklaga in Swedish?
Uh,
Appealing.
yeah. Appeal.
And he's referring to the freedom of speech and the Europe Convention of Human Rights and Freedoms. But the court says the platform X, formerly known as Twitter, is not included in the constitutional right of freedom of expression.
Why? It's not the internet.
Because the
Is there
court
no,
said so.
yeah, but is there no net neutrality anymore? This was something I was fighting about when I joined the Pirate Party. It was that we have to protect the freedom of expression and the net neutrality. It was one of the biggest things of our democracy, because if that's taken away, yeah, they're basically taking our rights away.
So what's net neutrality, if someone doesn't know?
It means that you're free to express yourself on the internet without being censored. The freedom of expression, but there's more to it. I don't know, like the jurisdiction behind it, but it's basically that you have a right to express religious things and yeah, other things that you think, because you have a right to free thinking and a right for free expression, which shouldn't be judged by anyone and should be protected by the right to integrity and the private life it should go under.
And at the
So
same time, they have this expression in Sweden, att tala är silver men att tiga är guld, which means to shut up is silver. No, love when I botch things up like this. To be quiet. See, I'm botching it up again.
did you get food coma?
Yeah.
Did it come now?
To speak is silver, but to shut up is gold. See, these are things like, you get indoctrinated with since being a kid.
I think Biden said that or something.
Att tala är silver men tiga är guld.
Yeah, it's
How do you say
pretty.
it in Swedish.
It's pretty self-explanatory, really, but I think many of these things can be like, you can twist it a bit, like weird. So
Yeah.
everything can be both good and bad. It's the one that we said before, that where the right should upphöra. What is it like? What was that? What we're talking? All power expires from the people, or something
Yeah.
like that.
All makt utgår från folket, which could mean anything. It could mean the power is expiring. Has expired, basically, for the people.
Is there any power then?
No.
But the thing is, the thing they don't want to know, the thing they don't want us to talk about is that, and they're really scared about, is that reality is we have the power. The people have the power still. And once people understand that power and take that power back, it's going to disable the whole power structure, basically. And that's what they're scared of. That's their biggest fear.
Which brings us to Sweden's NATO application.
What do you guys think of NATO? Write something in the comment. If you're looking at this and you think, like, I want to comment on something, write what you think about these things we're talking about.
It sort of boils down to what you want at the end of the day, isn't it? So if like you want Sweden to join NATO, you're just going to see all the signs like, yeah, we're getting there, we're getting there. It's like, you know, this news, like Turkey approves Sweden's NATO application, but then later on down it says that Recep Tayyip Erdogan's party, AKP, yada yada yada.
Does it say yada yada yada?
No, that's because I can't be asked reading the whole bloody article. I'm trying to find the actual cherries in the cake here.
Yeah, but shove it up then on the screen at the same time so people can read with you. It's a bit more interesting, maybe.
Maybe.
Also, you can blanket yourself behind something.
You see that?
There we go.
Turkey, and this is like the best way to learn Swedish. Turkey accepts Sweden's NATO application.
Nice.
But then later on down, further on down, it says for for Turkey to 100% in general to accept Sweden as a NATO member, it's still needed that President Erdogan formally ratifies names ratify. Is that what it's called?
Is it called ratify?
No, forget about Spotify. We've got ratify. You like
Ratify the new Spotify.
Let's ratify it. But what does actually ratify? I mean, it's like one of these words I've never heard of before. This NATO thing. I'm going to try. Please zoom, man. You don't keep. I'm going to click there. I'm going to go to what's it called? What's it called?
Google.
Yeah, there we are.
Google Translate.
Rat. Oh, come on. Can you still see my screen?
Ratification.
Ratification. Yeah, so what does it mean then?
Bekräftelse.
Dictionary.
Does
The action of signing or giving a formal consent to a treaty, contract, or agreement, making it officially valid. So still, it's not officially valid. That's like, you know, the same story has been keeps going on.
I think they're just rewriting everything. I think it's nothing's really happened in reality. It's just like, oh, just like rewrite it a bit weird so people believe that we've got it now.
But sort of like any way you look at it, it's like the will of the people. Well, they're like the people haven't had a say. Most people I know don't want to join NATO, but there are a few people who do that I know, and they asked, "Have you investigated things properly?" They're like, "No." Yeah, I understand your points, but still, they want to join NATO.
So what do you think about like NATO? What do you think do you think it's a good thing?
No.
No.
Do
Why
you?
is it not? No, not necessarily. I don't really know if I have any, if it's going to matter if we're in it or not. But
Well, it's pissing people off and putting us in a more
yeah, I
position
think
than if we like just like, nah, we're a neutral country. We're supposed to be a neutral country.
exactly. I think that's a good, valid point that Sweden has been neutral for hundreds of years, as they say, but really we let 100,000 Nazis in, but that's another story. I mean, it should be a neutral country. We're saying that we stand for neutrality.
Well, I mean, it's like would at least let us have an informed vote since we're supposed to be living in a democracy and not just like, oh yeah, some politicians have fucked it up, so now Russia's pissed off and they're going to come for us. Which, like, what are they going to do here? What do they want?
They
Do
want
do they even care about Sweden that much?
Oh, it's just a show where they want Sweden's technology.
Yeah.
That's what it is, and a place for them to have a like a front towards Russia, because basically you have Sweden here, and then it's the Östersjön. Now, and I'm gonna have to do it backwards because I'm on a mirror. And then basically you have Östersjön in between here, and on the other side you have Russia. So I mean, it is a pretty strategic place to like have as a what you should say base or whatever.
Yeah.
And we have loads of bases on Gotland, which is basically in the middle of the what's it called in English? Östersjön.
Baltic Sea.
Baltic Sea. So in the middle of the Baltic Sea, we have this island that Sweden owns that called Gotland, which basically they have loads of military stuff going on. So that could be a really important and strategic point. And I think that if we join NATO, it could easily be like something that maybe annoys the Russian people and makes them want to do something bad towards us, which ain't so fun, being Swedish and standing for neutrality and wanting to have pillow fights and stuff like that, you know.
This is why I don't want to have to take responsibility for other people's mistakes. And I think joining NATO is a big mistake.
Yeah, I think so too. It just gives more power to this big war machine, which I believe, or at least think based on what I've learned, NATO is. It's a war machine.
Like at the end of the day, like, you know, murdering someone, killing people is illegal. So why is it okay to, just because it's war, go out and do these things? That's what I'm proposing. I think we've mentioned this in the earlier podcast as well, but maybe people haven't seen the earlier podcast, so that's why I'm just going to say it again.
Yeah, we'll just say it again and again. But basically, like,
would you take responsibility for someone else's mistakes that you don't even know? I don't know these people, but we're supposed to be sharing the same country, and they haven't asked me. I'm an adult. I pay taxes. I work. I don't want war here.
How many wars have they been in? I think my computer went down now. Wait. No.
How many wars is who's been in how many wars?
America, how many wars have they been in?
That's GPT.
108 wars America has been in. 108. 5 of them are ongoing still.
And still, they just haven't sorted their domestic problems yet. I mean, I'm not saying Sweden has either, but you know, just the amount of homeless these days in the States, it's crazy. And the polarization.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of with 57 wars, count numbers of civil wars, blah blah blah, Estonia. I can't see any wars that Sweden have been in lately anyway. But which they probably have some wars in the Middle Ages when we took over Norway and Finland. We had bits of Denmark too. Sweden was a big country before. It was quite big. It was like France before, maybe the same size.
Yeah. The maps change anyhow. So like if you've been risking your life for a country that in a few years doesn't even exist because it's been taken over by a different country, it's like, why don't you just chill out somewhere? If everyone just stops going to war, there won't be any wars. Like, why are people going to war? It's illegal to kill people. Shouldn't do that.
I just remember Dad the same when he joined like the Social Party in England. I was like, yeah, I think we should do like wind farms and like green energy and stuff like that. And they're like, you silly young guy, you can't think of like That's not that. You know what we really need? We need a good old war.
Yeah.
What the lingo was before when my dad was into politics, and he's born 1958, so it's probably like 1960, 1970, somewhere around there.
Uh-huh. Sorry, I'm on. It's like my internal batteries are running out.
It's good. It's 10 minutes left only, so.
No, it's 3 minutes and 41 seconds.
I think there's something wrong with this count because I can't see that. It just says 10 minutes on mine.
All right, because this meeting's been going on for 37 minutes and 9 seconds now.
And that's pretty good anyway,
Yeah.
based
So
on
the
how
problem
it.
is like, well, is it a problem being tied? I mean, like we're doing this.
Well, it is a problem, not a problem per se, because we're still doing it, but we should probably reschedule it a bit earlier. Like try and do it.
I did try to do that, but never mind.
Yeah,
I mean, there's always someone busy.
yeah. And you never know what's happening. So, nah, I think it's been good anyway. We've held up a few threads here. Was there
Yeah,
not?
I
Did you not have been? Sorry.
I'm trying to remember what the heck I was doing this afternoon. Oh yeah, it's like I had one of these afternoons. Everything started going wrong. Yeah, we got on the bus, and all the bus stops, the door would see the door would stop and open the bus. Yeah, was that what happened? No, the bus stopped at the bus stops, and then the doors were opening fine. But when it gets to my stop, the doors stop working.
Can you say that backwards?
Yeah. No, but it was like when you went on the bus and the bus broke down.
Oh yeah, that morning. It
Yeah.
wasn't just one bus. It was like first it was 10 minutes late, and then I was gonna change at Slussen to another bus, and that bus went one stop and then it broke down, and we
You should-
standing in like shitey old snowy winter rain, and it felt like someone was smacking me on the face again.
The
And there
next
was
meeting,
someone like pointing the what's it called? Parapluie. What the fuck is it called?
umbrella.
They were pointing their umbrella in my face, like basically. I was like, "What? When is the next bus coming?" Okay, the next bus is coming in 20 minutes. Jump on that bus, packed with people. I feel like a fucking like this, and then they just stop. Like, everyone has to get off. We have to take the next bus, so everyone gets out, and we're standing there in this cold rain again, getting on that bus, driving to another place, and then getting off, and then I'm like, wait, is this my bus? Is this the next bus coming? In? No signs, no nothing, no lights on it. I was like,
You
does
should
this
show the
stop?
video of this.
Yeah, I've got video
That's why I was
evidence.
going to try and stop you to keep that. Yeah, but next time we should put your video from the bus experience because now it's going to cut off any second.
All right, okay. Thank you anyway for
Thanks for
enabling it.
joining or whatever.
Yeah.
Thanks technology for doing this.
Yes.
See you tomorrow.
See you, man.
And thank you, audience. Goodbye. Have a good night or whatever morning.
Good night.
All right. Catch you later.
Peace.
Bye.